Okay, so get this. What if I told you that beer might hold the secret to a healthier lifestyle?
Hmm.
Sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
But we are diving into some seriously cool research on matured hop extracts today.
It is fascinating how we associate hops with, happy hour, but there's this whole world of potential health benefits we're just starting to uncover.
Exactly. And our main source is a study that looked at how matured hop extract, or MHE, affects body fat in overweight adults.
Okay.
And the best part, it's a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study, the
Wow.
gold standard.
Absolutely. That kind of rigor means we can be more confident the results are actually from the MHE and not just chance.
So after 12 weeks of taking this MHE, people saw a significant drop in their visceral fat, that's the dangerous kind around your organs, and their total belly fat, all without changing their diet or exercise.
Which is huge. Visceral fat is linked to so many health problems. It's not just about how your genes fit.
Right, so today we're going deep into hops, what they are, how they might be a game changer for our health, and specifically this MHE stuff.
Most people know hops from beer. They add bitterness, flavor, and aroma. But here's a fun fact. Hops are actually related to hemp and marijuana, all part of the same plant family.
Whoa, seriously, so is my IPA basically a health drink now?
Hold on, not quite. While hops have tons of interesting compounds, we're focusing on a specific extract called MHE,
Okay.
and even more specifically, a component called matured hop bitter acids, or MHBA.
Okay, MHBA, got it. What makes it so special?
Well, the study found that just 35 milligrams of MHBA daily mixed into a drink led to those body fat changes we talked about.
Wait, 35 milligrams, that's tiny, like a sprinkle.
Exactly. It really shows how powerful these natural compounds can be. But before we go too far, let's quickly break down how our bodies burn fat normally.
All right, fat burning 101, lay it on me.
Basically, when you eat more calories than you burn, your body stores that extra energy as fat. Think of it like a savings account for energy.
Okay.
Then, when you need that energy, whether you're exercising or just going about your day, your body taps into that fat storage. This process of breaking down fat for energy is called lipolysis.
Got it. So lipolysis is our body's way of accessing our energy savings account.
Yeah.
But how does it actually happen? Is it just willpower and wishing for a six-pack?
If only it were that easy. It's a complex process controlled by hormones and enzymes. Think of hormones like messenger sending signals. So when you exercise or your blood sugar drops, your body releases hormones like epinephrine and norepinephrine.
Okay.
These hormones basically shout, hey, fat cells, time to release some energy.
Okay, so hormones are the messengers, but who actually does the work of breaking down the fat?
That's where enzymes come in. They're like tiny workers that carry out specific tasks. In this case, enzymes like hormone sensitive lipase, or HSL for short, and another one called ATGL are responsible for breaking down the fat molecules. They're like the demolition crew dismantling those fat stores.
So hormones signal the need for energy, and then these enzymes swoop in and break down the fat. It's like a coordinated metabolic dance.
Exactly. And once the fat is broken down, those fatty acids are released into the bloodstream and can be used as fuel by your muscles and organs.
So where does MHBA fit into this whole process? Does it somehow make this fat-burning dance even more efficient?
That's what's so exciting. Researchers are still figuring out exactly how it works, but there are a few really interesting theories. One idea is that MHBA might directly ramp up the activity of those fat-busting enzymes, HSL and ATGL.
So it's like giving the demolition crew better tools.
Exactly. And remember how we talked about brown fat, the type that burns calories to generate heat? Well, there's another theory that MHBA might be able to convert some of that regular white fat, the storage kind, into a more brown-like state.
Hold on. Are you saying MHBA could potentially turn some of my fat into a calorie-burning furnace?
It's still being investigated, but yes, that's one of the exciting possibilities. MHBA might be able to kickstart that conversion process, boosting your metabolism and helping you burn more calories naturally.
Okay, color me intrigued. That's pretty amazing. Are there any other ways MHBA might help with fat burning?
There are even more possibilities. MHBA might also enhance the hormonal signals that tell your body to mobilize fat for energy. It's like amplifying that message from the hormones, making sure your body gets the memo to start burning fat.
So it's like MHBA is a personal trainer motivating our bodies to work harder at burning fat. I like the
Right.
sound of that. And there's even evidence suggesting it might improve the function of our mitochondria.
Mitochondria, remind me what those are again.
They're the powerhouses of your cells responsible for converting food into usable energy. So if MHBA can make them work more efficiently, it's like giving your body's energy production a major upgrade.
So let me get this straight. MHBA might help us burn fat by making our fat cells better at breaking it down, potentially converting some fat into that calorie-burning brown type, boosting hormonal signals, and improving our cells' energy production. It's like a multi-pronged attack on those stubborn fat stores.
That's a great way to put it, and what's really important is that the study specifically found a reduction in visceral fat.
Right, you've mentioned that a few times, but why is visceral fat so much worse than the regular kind of? Think of it this way, subcutaneous fat. The kind you can pinch is like a quiet neighbor. It's there, but it's not causing much trouble. Visceral fat, on the other hand, is like that neighbor who throws loud parties every night. It's not just taking up space, it's actively disrupting things.
Okay, so visceral fat is the troublemaker.
Exactly. It releases inflammatory compounds and hormones that mess with your body's systems. It increases your risk for all sorts of serious problems like heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes. The list goes on.
Wow, that is a scary list.
Wow.
So it's not just about looking good in a swimsuit, it's about protecting our health. If MHBA can target that specific type of fat, it could be a real game changer.
Absolutely. It's about addressing a root cause of many health problems.
This is all so fascinating. I'm starting to think hops might be the unsung hero of the plant world.
They definitely have a lot more to offer than just a tasty beverage, and what we've talked about so far is just the tip of the iceberg. There's evidence suggesting MHBA extracts might have a whole range of other health benefits beyond just fat loss.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. So besides helping us shed that stubborn belly fat, what else might these matured hop extracts be good for?
Well, for starters, they might have potent anti-inflammatory effects. Remember all those inflammatory compounds released by visceral fat.
Right.
MHBA might help counteract those, calming things down and potentially reducing the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease and even some types of cancer.
So it's like a natural defense system against inflammation.
This is amazing.
What else?
Some research suggests MHBA could be good for your gut, too. We're learning more and more about how important a healthy gut is for everything from digestion to immunity to even mental health.
Okay, so fighting inflammation and supporting gut health. What about those of us who are constantly stressed and struggling to sleep? Any good news there?
There is some early evidence suggests MHBA extracts might promote relaxation and better sleep, possibly by interacting with the nervous system.
That would be a game changer for so many people, especially these days when everyone's so stressed and overscheduled. Finding natural ways to chill out and get a good night's sleep is priceless.
Absolutely. And here's something especially relevant for women. MHPA contains compounds that act like estrogen in the body.
Oh,
This could be really helpful for women going through menopause, potentially easing symptoms like hot flashes and mood swings.
so it's like a natural way to help with hormonal balance during a time when women's bodies are going through a lot of changes.
Exactly. And beyond that, research suggests these compounds might even help improve bone density, reducing the risk of osteoporosis, which becomes more common after menopause.
I can't believe we started with just fat loss, and now we're talking about all these other potential benefits. It's like hops are a secret weapon for better health.
It's a great example of how everything in our bodies is connected. Improving one area, like fat metabolism, can have positive ripple effects throughout the whole system.
Now I'm wondering, does MHBA affect appetite and food cravings at all? Could it help with those late-night snack attacks?
That's a great question. There is some evidence suggesting MHBA extracts might help regulate appetite and promote satiety, which is that feeling of fullness.
That would be amazing for weight management if you're not constantly feeling hungry. It's much easier to make healthy choices. How does it work?
One theory is that it activates bitter taste receptors in your gut. You know how we taste bitterness in our mouths?
Yeah.
Well, those same receptors exist throughout the digestive system, and they play a role in how our gut communicates with our brain.
Right, so it's like a direct line of communication between our stomach and our head.
Yeah.
But how does activating those receptors affect appetite?
When those receptors in your gut are stimulated, they trigger the release of hormones that slow down digestion. This means food stays in your stomach longer, making you feel full for a longer time.
So it's like putting the brakes on our digestive system, preventing us from getting hungry again too quickly. It's pretty clever.
It is, and one of those hormones called GLP-1 also acts on the brain to reduce food cravings and increase that feeling of satisfaction after a meal.
Wow, so it's a double whammy, slowing down digestion and telling our brains we're full. I could see how this could be a really powerful tool for managing weight and making healthier choices.
Absolutely, and there's another really interesting angle here. Remember how we talked about that gut-brain communication highway?
Yeah.
Well, some research suggests that MHBA extracts might actually improve the overall communication between the gut and the brain, potentially benefiting things like mood stress management and even how well our brains work.
Hold on. You're telling me that these hop extracts could not only help us feel better physically, but also have a positive impact on our mental and emotional well-being.
It's still early days in terms of research, but that's the idea. It's a holistic view of health, recognizing the interconnectedness of everything in our bodies.
I am blown away. This is like a whole new world of possibilities opening up. I'm
Uh-huh.
curious, though, if all these benefits are coming from hops. Are there other plants out there that offer similar effects?
You're right, the natural world is full of amazing plants with unique properties for weight management. Some popular ones are green tea extract, which has compounds that can boost metabolism, and fiber supplements, which help you feel full.
I've heard of those, but what makes MHBA extracts stand out?
Well, while other things might focus on one specific thing, like metabolism or appetite, MHBA seems to be more well-rounded. It might affect fat burning, how we feel full inflammation. It's like having a whole toolkit for weight management and better health all in one.
This has been an incredible deep dive. I'm definitely looking at hops in a whole new light now. But before we wrap up, are there any downsides to MHBA extracts? Anything people should be cautious about?
That's a great question and an important one. Like any natural supplement, it's important to be informed and responsible. While MHBA is generally considered safe, some people might experience mild side effects like an upset stomach, and it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement, especially if you have any health conditions or take medications.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
It's always better to err on the side of caution and prioritize our health.
Exactly. And remember, everyone's body is different. What works well for one person might not for another. It often takes a little experimentation to find what's best for you.
This has been such an eye-opening exploration of matured hop extracts. What a journey.
Well,
I'm already eager to see what other fascinating things we'll uncover in our next deep dive.
I always love diving into these topics and uncovering the hidden potential of the natural world with our listeners. Until next time, cheers to a future filled with good health and fascinating discoveries.
Cheers to that, and to our listeners. Remember to stay curious, keep learning, and always be open to the amazing ways nature can support our well-being. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive. It's amazing to think that this one plant hops